Hi. So, David Bear was talking about men and women generational curses. Generational curses. Let's talk about generational curses. It's not a curse per se. I would say that it could be science. Because generational curses, that means it's been through generations, right? So, one of the best topics that I like to think about are why men act the way they do and why women act the way they do, and how come we're like in this divide. So I wanted to ask the question, why are we in this divide? And I've done this one before. Ongoing battle. Everybody's battle weary, fatigued, drained of energy. We're nearly there, close to success. We got to have courage, persistence, perseverance, backbone, learning from failure, gather your strengths, fight your corner, making a last stand. Oh, and there it is, the Wheel of Fortune. Good luck, destiny, chance, karma, soulmates, decisive moments, cycles of life, fate, fortune, upheaval, chance, gambling. You cannot step into the same river twice. You cannot step into the same river twice. What does that mean? Wow. That is profound to me. Because what do? We go through relationships, right? And we're like, I'm never going to let that happen to me again. And then the pendulum swings and you find somebody completely opposite when it was probably 5% of the stuff you didn't appreciate about your partners before, but you go the complete opposite way. Is I don't want to be reminded of anything. Oh my gosh. It's just funny though. You gotta laugh or cry. But you can never step in the same river twice. You're never going to meet the same person, just like you can't step in the same river twice. You got a river that runs behind your house, right? And it's never the same water. Ever. Every time you walk through that river, it's not the same. Every person is like that. Nobody's the same. Yes, they have some qualities that are similar, but they're not going to be the same. Yes, we have a bunch of crazy things that we all do that are similar, don't we? But they're not going to be the same. I'm just not even, I can't even say narcissist anymore with a straight face without thinking, boy, they could help themselves. I really, honest to God, think everybody could help themselves on some level if they actually really wanted to. But here we are with the Seven of Pentacles in reverse. Got anxiety, disillusionment, depression, bad investments, being stuck in a dead-end situation. Pentacles deal with jobs, so being stuck in a dead-end job, being stuck in a dead-end relationship too. Defeat, surrender, change, walking away, self-sacrifice, self-sabotaging behavior, underhanded behavior, deception, lack of communication. With the Five of Swords, aggression, bullying, intimidation, abuse, violence, crime, rape, murder, assault. And why? Because Queen of Cups is in reverse. This is huge. And it correlates. Queen of Cups, yes, queen, female. Fickleness, vanity, gullibility. Those who sacrifice themselves unnecessarily for others. Those who sacrifice themselves unnecessarily for others. Those who give themselves up. I love you. I love you. So let me go ahead and do that for you. Let me go ahead and do the dishes, make you a sandwich, do your laundry. We all do it like very early in our relationship. I remember doing it. Because I love you. I'm going to do all this stuff for you. And then what happens? We get resentful. Females get resentful. They start to be horribly resentful. And all it was that we were trying to control the entire situation. As David Bear said, we responsibility neutered men because we loved them. And then when they tried to come back and help, like cook dinner, they go grill and do all that stuff. And it's like, I miss girl food. So, you know, that wasn't good enough. That's not how I would do it. So I'm going to go ahead and do it. And then you're resentful because you're trying to control. That's not how I would have done it. So, And then this is the sick thing. What it does to the men is men are being taught that they're not enough. And then, which is okay, because in the like, military world, that's the first thing. You're nothing, you know. Beat you down, take you down. But nobody in the military ever said, if you don't do these things, you're going to lose all your love. But the women, they do, right? They're saying, that's it, I'm going to go. If you don't do this right, I'm out. That's why the next time, if there is ever a next time for me, if I get married, there will be no exiting. That's why I'm being very cautious about the entering. Because if there's an exit, nobody needs to change. Nobody needs to be better for it. Because there's always that planned option to just go. Then the kids are looking up at us, right? They're watching all this. Wow, mom does it all. And so the women that in the household, right? Because they're not seeing the guys go off to work and what they bring home or whatever. They do if they're single. They see what everything is, right? Which is partially, you know, part my decision. I was like, I wanted it to be all my fault if I wasn't doing it right. Scary times. Anyway, so mom's doing it all, and the boys see that. The boys think that they're not enough. I mean, this could lead to so much. This kind of projection on each other of the opposite sexes could lead to horrible things. I'll just say, abused. Because if you're not enough, if you don't think that you're enough and you want something, the only that's where you get to the point of, you know, but I kind of deserve it. Other people have it. I'm going to go ahead and take it. So, okay, Spirit, what can we do? Because obviously the divide is here. Obviously it's generational curses. Defend, surrender, change. Defend. What if so say yes to passion with the Knight of Wands. Being hasty, quick decisions, ambition, generosity, a journey, adventure, active, ardent, energetic people. They are negotiators. Knights of Wands is the fastest moving knight in the deck, right? They're the go-getters. They're saying go get it. Those who love a challenge are the ones that get the passion. You know, I just did the other video today on anxiety. If we understand that our anxiety is not as bad as we think it is. Like, it's just sort of like saying, hey, here's your alarm that you need to change something. Maybe we can get everybody back on track. Not that everybody was ever always on track, but I feel like the balance is off a little bit. We got to fold on some of our beliefs with the Seven of Wands. We have to admit defeat. We have to allow ourselves to feel vulnerable. Because if we don't take the bull by the horns, we're going to have health problems. Boy, there's a ton of those, right? Taking the bull by the horns, though, doesn't mean controlling anybody else but yourself. And trying to stay calm while you do it. And there's the Three of Cups at the bottom of the deck. It says that we're all preoccupied with money, misaligned with money, not understanding money, with the King of Pentacles in reverse. Wow, so we had a king and a queen here. There it is, right there, in the nutshell. Queen of Cups, King of Pentacles. The Queen of Cups, fickleness, vanity, gullibility. Those who sacrifice themselves unnecessarily for others. Unnecessarily for others. It's not saying don't keep doing your daily chores or whatever. It's saying don't do it if it's unnecessary. I was doing it, and my kids, after like a good scare in my life, they started stepping up a little bit. And then they have to be reminded every now and again, that no, I don't have to do everything. Now, King masculine of Pentacles, materialism, dullness, preoccupation with money, one who mishandles money, someone who will do anything for money. Really, do we really want to be doing anything for money? What else you got, Spirit, on this subject? As women and men keep projecting their crap on each other. Literally, all to protect ourselves, right? Fear, anxiety, terror, negativity with the Nine of Swords. Oh, he's sitting there with the swords. Good news is he's up in his bed and he's thinking about it. What am I going to do with this anxiety? Deep unhappiness, stress, burden, overwhelmed, at breaking point, inability to cope or face life, mental anguish, guilt, regret, remorse, focusing on the past, subject of gossip. Ooh, that's me. I was on the Facebook page again this morning because Captain ran off this morning at 4 a.m. Anyway. Misuse of intuition, acting on bias or prejudice, manipulation, being manipulative, with lack of emotional control. Oh, guilty again. My inner knowledge is my best guide in all. My inner knowledge is my best guide of all. This is the High Priestess in reverse. When she's upright, mystery, intuition, inner knowing, self-trust, spiritual insight, emotional stability, divination. Don't go there. It's not what you think. Esoteric wisdom and knowledge, things yet to be revealed, spirit guides, discovering your truth. My inner knowledge is the best guide in all. And that's how we get our Wheel of Fortune to roll the way we want. Now, the Wheel of Fortune, they say, could be a good card, bad card. It's bad luck, upheaval, or disorder, or it could be good luck, destiny, chance. It just depends on how it's rolling. As you can see, the devil's right here on the bottom. Like, he's getting ready to get squashed. You got the angel. You got the phoenix. Angel's reading a book. Knowledge. You got, what are these guys called? Well, they're like the bulls with the wings. I forgot what they were called. But, they're both reading their books. Study, know thyself, find thyself. So that your wheel, there's a snake over here. So that your wheel will turn in your favor. It doesn't take anybody else to say, hey, you know what? You're good. No, it doesn't take anybody else. This is all on you. It's you versus you. There's the King of Wands in reverse. Lies, devious, prejudice. A liar or devious person. One whose main focus is self-promotion. Really? So we're going to go out there and we're going to act like, hey, let me tell you a story about me. Let me tell you another story about me. Hey, let me tell you another story about me. What'd you say? Oh, anyway. Let me tell you another story about me. Let me tell you another story about me. Let me tell you another story about me. And here's a question for you. And then not even wait for the full answer. Dude, that's been like most of my dates. It's just like, all right, well, thank you for letting me know exactly who you are in, one date, because I'm making a lot of friends. So that's good. There's the silver lining. Lots of friends. Friends forever, really. Can't wait to hear that story again. The Eight of Wands. Going at too fast of a pace, maybe, is some advice. And can we have just one more idea? I'm going to use the Witch's deck. Witch's Tarot. Ten of Wands. Look at that. Carrying all the burden. That's what that looks like. Look at that cat. You think that cat's helping her out at all? Or him, I guess. I don't know. With a Ten of Wands? I don't think so. Wonder why she's walking uphill with all 10 of those. Even the cat. No, the cat's like, hey, what are you doing? What are you doing? Guys, we got to do a lot of the whole let go and let God thing. Whoever you subscribe to, even if it's just yourself, know that scientifically your nervous system just is going to behave the best when you're calm. And I'm working on this as well. I mean, I'm not saying that I am calm. And if you know, you know. That's why I'm working on it. What else we got? One more thing for men and women in generational curses. Seize opportunities. Let go of regret. End the stagnation. Have some motivation. Enthusiasm. It says exhaustion too. The Four of Cups in reverse. So with the Four of Cups, it's a regret thing. This is a give up the past card. This is stop looking at the 3 empty cups in front of you and realize, there you are. Spirit's trying to give you that one magical cup. But here we are, just kind of still trying to digest what happened in the past, because we don't want to repeat it, right? Somebody just recently reminded me of that. You got to know history, then you don't want it to repeat itself. And this is the history that I study, which is, why did that go the way it went? It's so easy to walk away from something or someone and be able to blame it all on them, but it's, even if it's 50-50. So that's what I got for that. Just women are being abandoned by men, and men are being taught that they are not good enough. It's not a good situation. And hopefully with everybody's talking about it on social media, hopefully we can change that.